Hey guys, welcome to practice. We are now on practice 12, which is mindful movement in my book, 100 Mindfulness Meditations. And I wanted to start with this quote by Deepak Chopra, which I've got in this practice here, which is, "In the midst of movement and chaos, keep stillness inside of you." I quite like that as an inspiration for this practice, because what we're doing when we're talking about mindful movement is we bring a completely different attitude, attention and awareness to the movement itself. So normally when we think about sports, movements, stretching, we're thinking about can I actually test the range? Can I push into and beyond my limitations? Can I become more flexible? Can I become stronger? In mindful movement, it's not about those things at all. It's about exploring the sensations of movement inside the body as an object of awareness and an object of mindful awareness, which is where this idea of keeping stillness inside the body comes from, which is a really nice visual. So even if we're going to look at a small movement like raising the shoulders up and down, which we might do if we were stretching for sport or something, but we're not doing it from that perspective. We're just going to be raising them up and down to tune into the data that we're getting from the shoulder, from the muscles, from the bone, from the sinews, as that's happening, and seeing, well, what actually can we tap into? Is there some richness within that experience which we can explore in the same way that our mindfulness practice leads us into an exploration of the present moment in all of its varieties and nuances and complexities in a slightly different way? What I'm saying is that we're going to listen to the body more deeply as we go through these movements. So in mindful movement, we can do it with our eyes open or eyes closed, completely up to you. So maybe play with both, see which works best. So let's just start with this very basic movement of moving the shoulders up and down. We're not trying to get to the limitation of our movement. We're just moving slowly up and down. And as you're doing this, see if you can gather some of the information that's being fed back to you by the body. So what type of information are you getting in respect of what is actually moving, and how do you know that it is moving? Can you feel a sensation of clothing moving over skin? Can you get a sensation of the bones moving within the muscles? Can you get a sense of the liquid blood moving through the veins and arteries? Can you get a sense of the up and the down? Can you get a sense of weight? The weight of the arms pulling down on the shoulder joints. And maybe just bringing that movement into a more circular movement. And just rolling the shoulders forward. And then coming to a rest. So this is the idea with mindful movement. We take a very simple motion and repeat it and explore it from the perspective of sensations. So the one that's described in my book in Practice 12 is actually one which brings the breath, the inhale and the exhale of the breath, and connects it to another simple motion. So the simple motion is arms floating up, arms floating down. Again, we're not stretching, we're not trying to go as far as we can. We're working within the limitations of our own body, but we're just allowing that to be a very simple up and down motion. And so on the inhale, we're going to allow the arms to come up. And then the exhale, the arms come down. And the suggestion is that you set a timer for 5 minutes and just allow that to be the practice. Something that simple. Connecting the breath to the inhale and to the exhale. And allowing the movement to follow. Just see what happens. One of the sensations that I get as I'm doing this is that it almost feels as if the breath is allowing the arms themselves to rise. It's almost like I'm breathing my arms up and releasing them back on the exhale. So I'll let you do that in your own time by setting your own timer and practicing with that for 5 minutes. But do let me know how you get on, and explore mindful movement in the other movement things that you might do in the week, whether it be yoga, whether it be sport or the gym or whatever. See if some of the things that you're doing in those environments already, you can bring a bit more mindfulness to and get more data from those kind of physical sensations as you're doing it, slow things down a bit. So I hope you enjoy that over this week, and I'll see you next week. Follow me on Instagram at neil.seligman, and also on YouTube and social for daily updates. Okay, see you next week. Bye.